All right, I'll get started with some introductions. This is Jay Reister, Senior GPS GIS Specialist with Seiler Geospatial in the Mapping Division. With me on the call, also with Seiler Mapping Support Team, is Joe Madai and Andy Klein. They will be handling behind the scenes chats and Q&A, and also some polls. So today's webinar is what's new with Esri Field Maps and Trimble DA2 Catalyst. With me today, presenting from Esri, is Jeff Shaner, Field Apps Project Engineering Lead, and also Dan Colbert, Senior Application Specialist from Trimble. A little bit about Seiler before we get started with Jeff and a poll. Seiler is based out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we have offices throughout the Midwest in 8 states, offering Trimble, Esri, and Autodesk solutions. Joe, whenever you're ready, you want to launch the first poll? All right, so what we want to know from those on the call here live, what currently are you using for Esri applications, specifically for in the field?
Give it another second here and I'll end the poll so that we can see.
Yeah, we're getting some good responses.
Slowly trickling in there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it so we can keep moving, and I'm gonna go ahead and share the results to you guys.
There we go, looks like 75%. We've got field maps and collector bringing up in second there, 47%, and survey 123, 48%. Doing the quick capture and older ArcPad users and none. All right, thanks Joe for that poll. And so with that, I'm going to hand it over to Jeff Shaner and let him talk about what's new with field apps, specifically field maps. Go ahead, Jeff,
Thanks,
whenever
Jay.
you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Just share my screen. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. And what I wanted to do was start with providing a bit of background and strategy on ArcGIS field maps, dive into a little bit of what's new and share some of what's coming. But overall, I'll just start by saying that our mission with field operations and ArcGIS field maps is to enable or unlock a variety of different workflows. And that starts with in the office and planning and coordinating work that happens in the field, and all the way through data capture and location sharing and worker safety. So we're excited about the direction we're heading with field maps, and you know, it's great to see some of the technology that we're building evolving so quickly, and such adoption from the folks that are here on the call today. Ultimately, with ArcGIS field maps, we're bringing together the capabilities of ArcGIS Collector, ArcGIS Explorer, and ArcGIS Tracker, along with Workforce and Navigator, into one comprehensive mobile solution that you could use to accomplish all of these different field needs. And we started that journey in November of 2020 with the intent that when we're done bringing these products together, you'll have one single application that you need to deploy. So it'll simplify your deployment needs. One application that customers can use to download content when working in a disconnected environment. One application to get all of those different workflows accomplished. And with that, we're bringing a lot of new capabilities forward as we're bringing the applications together. And I'll talk about that briefly as well. Fundamentally, Field Maps is a mobile solution. So there's a a mobile application that we've developed on the iOS and Android platforms. But with field maps, we've introduced a new web application as well that's for GIS analysts or map authors that need to configure and deploy their mobile solutions. With the mobile application, like I mentioned, it brings together the experiences of all those discrete applications. It's for your mobile workforce. It works really well with Trimble receivers. It's supported on Android 8 or higher devices, as well as iOS 13.5 and higher. We've added some really interesting capabilities as we've gone. We've started to bring in indoor map capabilities, so you can leverage ArcGIS field maps when you're indoors as well as outdoors. We've fused together the location tracking capabilities along with high accuracy data collection, so you can record and share where you're going and where you've been, along with doing data collection at the same time. And there's a lot more that's a part of the product as we're building out the functionality. With the web application, like I mentioned already, it's really for the GIS analyst ultimately that has a set of maps they're authoring, and they need to configure and keep a focused experience for that mobile worker that's accomplishing some specific need. And as we bring more and more capabilities into the product, it's really important that we have a configurable solution so that you can rapidly deploy maps using ArcGIS Online or ArcGIS Enterprise. Now, the mobile application, it's really focused around, actually, where we see the most adoption, I should say, is around data collection. And high accuracy data collection is really the focus of this webinar. And field maps, complete with Trimble receivers and Trimble Mobile Manager on your iOS or Android device unlocks the capability to capture data down to a centimeter level of accuracy. And all of the data capture tools that were a part of ArcGIS Collector are there, and we continue to grow and build upon that tool set as we add more functionality into field maps. Fundamentally, I'm sure you're aware, ArcGIS Field Maps is predicated on using a map, and feature layers are the primary source of what you collect data into. But it also supports working with non-spatial features, and tables that are related to those spatial features if you're doing, inspection-based workflows. As far as high accuracy GPS data capture goes, there is a wide range of use and adoption of field maps. Anything from the internal chipset to an R2 or even an R12i GNSS receiver. In the video that's going here, you can see one workflow down in Colombia where, given the simplicity of use with field maps, prospective landowners are out actually mapping parcel boundaries for properties and going through local council to consider land title changes in the country. So it's a very successful deployment of a very simple high accuracy mapping solution using R2 receivers and field maps. Inside of ArcGIS Field Maps, we have advanced data capture capabilities. Of course, we can do single point vertex capture with the elevation values, including storing the orthometric height directly into the z-value of a geometry. If you're working with lines and polygons and you're on the move, you can use GPS streaming as a method. We have GPS averaging for capture of whether it be points or vertices along lines and areas. We have different ways for you to understand the accuracy that you're acquiring. Inside of the map, there's a GPS bar that you can tap on that provides additional details. Establishing a location provider as a part of the properties of field maps, then you can get at all the rich metadata that's coming directly from your Trimble receiver. And we do that, we enable that by leveraging the Trimble Precision SDK as a part of the implementation of field maps. So you get the most you can get out of that integration between your Trimble receiver as well as field maps in the mobile app. And as you're capturing data today with field maps, if it's point-based data, we're going to store a rich set of GPS metadata along with the features. So you can kind of look at the accuracy that you have as you're capturing information in the field. Now, something new we've added into field maps, and we're growing quite considerably as we move along, is the concept of smart forms. One of the key focus points for us with field maps is that it is a single mobile solution for your data capture needs. And one of the challenges that we've seen is organizations will have to marry together, Collector or Explorer and Survey123 in order to get the form experience and the map experience together. And we want to solve those challenges by bringing the smart form capabilities across the ArcGIS system. So not only can you use them inside of field maps now, but they're also available in our web APIs and in the web experiences of using ArcGIS too. So we've introduced this, modern experience that goes beyond what you've done in the past with pop-ups to introduce form concepts. And we've done quite a bit in some recent releases that bring forward the power of our ArcGIS system in the form capture capabilities. Inside of that web application, you could author your form, and some of the key form element capabilities are organizing content in your form into logical groups, using conditional visibility, and most recently we've added this concept of calculated expressions that leverages the arcade expression language. So you can auto-populate values from other layers. You can perform your own computations. You can use properties from the map in the portal and store them directly on the features. There's spatial aspects to the arcade expression language, which are pretty powerful as well. So there's a lot you can do with the form capabilities that are part of field maps. It's probably the biggest area of growth that we've had as we've brought the products together. I also mentioned location tracking, really important to a lot of workflows that we see out there is the ability to provide proof of work. Where was that mobile worker when they were capturing data? We definitely want to be able to monitor Dan's location as he's going about capturing data to make sure he's where he needs to be. So we also need to keep Dan safe. He likes to go in these remote locations by himself, and well, he can be a little bit clumsy at times. So it's important to keep him, online. So with field maps, you can record and share locations. We've done a bunch to make sure that it leverages both the motion APIs as well as the location APIs in the platform, and conserve on battery life as you're out and about using the product. App linking is a key capability. It was there in our other products, and effectively think about it as a way to remotely control ArcGIS field maps. And that could be just launching the application to open up a map and view the contents of a map at a certain location. A product like CityWorks is a good example of that, where it can remotely control ArcGIS field maps and engage in a specific workflow. You can also start the data collection capabilities inside of field maps or search for features. And really all it's doing is leveraging a link. And so you could control it using an email if you'd like. Something else we introduced as a part of field maps is automation support using webhooks. So we started this effort by introducing an Integramat app called Field Maps that's part of Integramat that you can use to kind of simplify the workflow of establishing and authenticating a connection with events that happen. We've been working on a new connector for Power Automate across the platform that will also streamline workflows there. But you can think about how you automate perhaps a data capture inspection process where once submission happens inside of your feature layer, that it invokes a webhook call that could generate an email or a text message or even the construction of a new work order. So webhooks is a powerful new feature we've introduced with field maps. Mobile device management. If you're not using a mobile device management system yet, you should really consider it. It's a way to kind of control and deploy updates to applications, but it's also a way to kind of remotely control or simplify the setup process too. So we've introduced a number of configuration keywords that are a part of field maps. Things like the portal URL. So if you're using ArcGIS Enterprise, you don't have to have the mobile worker kind of type in the HTTP address of the portal. You can push that with the application and install it on the device for them. Coming up here, actually, we just released it a few weeks ago. We've taken the high accuracy configuration settings, and you can push that as well. So if you need to establish a location profile for an RTK correction source, you can push all of that to a device rather than having to walk through the setup process for it. Field Maps is pretty new. We launched it in November of 2020, but it's had 7 releases already as part of this product. Its last release was March 28th, and we're zeroing in on a short release right now that will go live likely next week. And in that March release, we introduced the new smart form capabilities with form calculations, which are a big hit. With the mobile as-builting workflows, where in this video that's been running, you could decode a barcode and auto-populate values from it, or on the right where I'm leveraging the new capabilities in field maps to determine offsets off a linear reference line and auto-populate perhaps a station value if I want. We've updated field maps to the latest version of the TP SDK, which benefits from getting the latest Trimble Mobile Manager updates. And we introduced a new partner integration with InfraMarker to support search against RFID tags, which is an exciting new type of integration so that you can locate those underground markers and quickly do your inspection workflows. In our upcoming May release, we're adding support for contingent attribute values. Think about them as data that you have a hierarchical classification, like maybe it's material types, maybe it's a species classification, and being able to drill down on different domain values. It's really what contingent attribute values are about, and that would be a powerful new feature we'll get out in May. Also, support for GPS metadata on lines and polygons. We're going to phase this a bit first on the iOS platform in May, and then in our bigger June update, we'll have it on the Android platform as well. And here we'll At its foundation, it's really about average or worst horizontal and vertical accuracies, worst fixed types, but we're also going to store the full metadata as an attachment for each individual vertex location. So you'll be able to pull that data out and manipulate it and use it as you see fit. In our June update, which is fast approaching too, we're introducing a new concept of geotriggers, and geotriggers will provide client-side notifications to mobile workers when they enter or exit a location. It'll also be able to control the behavior of location tracking. So as you're approaching or entering a facility, it could automatically start recording tracks. So you're only tracking when you're inside of a location. And this functionality is designed to work completely offline as well. So you'll set up geotriggers in your map, and you'll be able to take map areas offline and use those geotriggers when you're in a disconnected environment. We'll have a beta release of that'll go out next week, and it'll go into our June update. We're working on indoor positioning and improving the indoor data capture capabilities so that when you are inside, you can work and see your location indoors if it's been mapped. We're adding support for tracing and viewing capabilities within a utility network. We're adding support for dynamic filtering of layers on the mobile device. And we're doing a lot in the map authoring side with the web app to get you up and running quickly with new maps that you want to create and deploy inside of Field Maps. We have a lot on the go. Long-term roadmap kind of looks as you see here. Of course, all the contents are and timelines are subject to change, but exciting times for Field Maps. A lot of stuff as we move forward. So with that, Jay, I'm just going to pass it back to you. I think that's what I'd want to share with everyone today.
Thank you, Jeff. Great content there. There's also some questions too over in the chat that I'll let you look at when Dan's presenting here. And yes, this is being recorded. I saw that question over in the side panel. And it'll be sent out afterwards, and it also will be on our Seiler Solutions YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that to be posted out there. Joe, any questions, or Andy, any questions that look pertinent that you wanted to quickly answer right now or pass off to Jeff before we open up our next poll?
And I know it's great coming through the chat. If you could use the Q&A, then that way we can manage the question and answers a little bit more pleased through there. Other than that, I don't have anything else, and I think we're ready to roll into the next poll here. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll before Dan comes in here. And the question on that poll is, what Trimble high accuracy equipment are you currently using? You can select multiple choice if you have multiple units that you're using. All right, we'll give it another minute here, or a second here, to see who answers. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll and share the results. And it looks like we have some R1s, R2s, DA2s, a couple R10s, R12s, and other equipment. And then there are some nuns out there. So, Jay, I'm turning it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Yep, those are some good results across the board there. Sounds good. All right. So, Dan, are you ready? I can stop sharing my screen, and whenever you're ready, start sharing your screen.
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. There you go. Go ahead and share your screen.
Sharing away.
Awesome.
Right on. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate the opportunity to present. It's truly an honor to present alongside of Jeff Shaner, a true legend in the industry for sure. I wanted to talk to you today about Trimble Catalyst, and specifically some of the updates and the new hardware component of the Trimble Catalyst system, which is the DA2 receiver. So I'll just jump right into it and start off with kind of the mission statement behind Catalyst is. The idea is that we wanted to be able to provide a high accuracy, high quality GNSS positioning technology to a wider range of users than it was ever available before, maybe by price or by functionality or by a training requirement or whatever it is. And if you see kind of what's coming out with something like field maps, you can see the applicability of that field software to a variety of field users with a variety of different skill sets and capabilities or even usage requirements. And we wanted to pair that type of technology with the ability to get a good high accuracy, good quality GNSS position for all of those users, regardless of who they are. So Trimble Catalyst is designed to be inexpensive with minimal upfront hardware cost. So money's not tied up in capital investment and capital assets. It's simple. There's zero configuration access to corrections, and it works with nearly any location-enabled application. So anything from Google Maps to field maps will work across the board with something like Trimble Catalyst. It's flexible. You can take this device anywhere, and it works anywhere in the world on demand when you need it. It's scalable, so you can use it with a team of 1 or a team of 300, and you can modify it as your needs change. So some projects require 1 centimeter, some projects require 0.5 meter. Catalyst can be flexible to allow you to support those different types of requirements. But we did all that, and we made all that available without sacrificing any of the capabilities of the GNSS receiver itself. It is still a very powerful system, and it delivers full survey grade precision when it's necessary. So we try to provide a well-rounded solution across the offering. And those of you who are familiar, in order to get a good high accuracy position, you require a correction, right? With Trimble Catalyst, we can do that in one of two ways while you're in the field. If you're connected to the internet, we can provide corrections to you over the internet. If you're not connected to the internet, that's fine too. We deliver you corrections over satellite, and we do that through a technology called the Trimble Correction Hub, which decides where, based on your location and your capabilities of your device, are you online, are you offline, what corrections to provide to you. And what that really means is that it just works. Not only does it just work because we decide the best correction technology for you, but Catalyst subscriptions include everything that you need to be successful accuracy-wise in the field. There's no separate subscription to be managed, no need to worry about configuration of different technologies and VRS systems and all that stuff. It just works with Trimble Catalyst, and that's a really, really powerful thing when you're talking about equipping field users with high accuracy GNSS at any scale. The Trimble Correction Hub is a worldwide service, and it delivers with the DA2 accuracy down to 2 centimeters within a minute in key regions. And if you're not in one of those key regions, 2 centimeters is achievable within 3 minutes. So excellent coverage, excellent performance, and reliability literally anywhere you are in the world. The whole thing is enabled by this unique piece of hardware, this DA2 receiver. And it's a revolutionary GNSS concept. This is a software-defined GPS receiver, a GNSS receiver. What makes that unique is that that we can continue to deliver software updates to your GNSS receiver to release new features and new functionality or new capabilities, where older receivers required a firmware flash or something like that. But this is a software-defined GNSS receiver, which means we can deliver updates to you through your connected smartphone. It's a pretty revolutionary technology, and it's the heart of why we're able to deliver this the way we are. Some of the key DA2 features are the fact that we support both iOS and Android. So you can take this out with any field device, whether it's an iPad, an iPhone, or an Android phone or tablet, and connect to those tablets over Bluetooth. There's no more cables. Our first generation of Catalyst required a cable to plug in. It's no longer a requirement. It's extremely lightweight, and comes paired with everything you need, like I said, correction wise. But at the heart of why Catalyst and the DA2 is such a powerfully performing GNSS receiver is this ProPoint technology. And ProPoint technology is it enables the receiver to generate a good high quality position in more environments than any other receiver that we've ever released. It is the same technology that is in our highest end GNSS survey GNSS receivers. And it means that you can take the DA2 and Catalyst under tree canopy or in urban canyons and get better results and better positions than you would have ever done before. It is simply precise. It is that easy to take this out into the field and get a good quality position into your field applications. And the power is truly in your hands here when it comes to powering this device. There are a whole lot of off-the-shelf components in Trimble Catalyst, and that works to your advantage, especially in power, that you are limited by only what you're willing to carry to the field. You don't have to buy a $250 battery from Trimble. You can buy a battery from off of Amazon for $20 and bring it out with you. It's the same battery that you could use to recharge your phone in the field. So the power is truly in your hands, and you can work all day, every day with as much power as you're able to carry. So another bonus for Trimble Catalyst there. And then as far as actually taking it into the field with you, there's lots of different ways that we can bring that technology to use, especially for high accuracy applications. You probably want to put Catalyst on a 2-meter pole so that that the antenna is directly over the point. Monopole is a modified version of that. If you're looking for flexibility and hands-free operation, the backpack is maybe the best solution. And then over on the right is actually a new accessory that we've come up with that allows you to take Catalyst out with your device as a handheld option. And it's basically just a handle which mounts the antenna and any device that you can clip to it. So we offer the TDC 600, which is an Android device, which is in the middle there. And then on the right, you can see an iPad is taken into the field, and it mounts exactly the same. So the sky's the limit, and as far as what you want to bring to the field with you. The entire experience is centered around a subscription. So a low upfront cost for the hardware, paired with a subscription to one of our service levels. From 60 centimeters down to 1 centimeter, and the choices in between are your options. Pair that with a time frame. Are you looking for an annual subscription that allows you to use Catalyst in an unlimited fashion at whatever accuracy level you've chosen? Or if it's, let's say you're doing seasonal work, there's absolutely no contract terms here, so that if you have a project that's lasts 3 months, buy 3 months worth of Catalyst at the subscription or the service level that you're looking for, and deploy it for those 3 months, and you don't pay anything beyond that. It's a truly revolutionary way to enable high accuracy in your workflows. On the far left, side on that slide that you see is the idea for that is Catalyst on demand. What that means is you can fill a bucket of hours with basically credits that anybody in your organization can use at any time. And I'll get into that here in just a second. But to give you an idea of the pricing for something like for Trimble Catalyst, the hardware component, the DA2, costs $395. Can you imagine what high accuracy means has meant to us in the past? That's thousands of dollars up front, on the order of, if you're looking for centimeter accuracy, that's on the order of $10,000 to enable centimeter accuracy just out of pocket. We've reduced that down to about $400 now. Pair that with the subscription that you choose. And for example, 1 centimeter of accuracy for 1 year now costs you about $4,500 out the door, which is unprecedented in the industry, to enable you to use high accuracy in the field. And then just another highlight about Catalyst on Demand is fill your bucket with hours, designate a set of authorized users, and then consume them as you need. And it's really ideal for those users who maybe they use high accuracy GNSS 1 or 2 or 3 hours a week, or 30 minutes a day at the end of an installation job or something like that. The Catalyst on Demand is a fantastic way to get high accuracy GNSS position at a very, very affordable and reasonable cost. You take that and you pair all of that system with any software that you choose. Today we're talking about field maps in Trimble Catalyst, and the capabilities of field maps and the reach that field maps has inside of your organization about who it can benefit and how it can be used. If you pair that sort of flexibility on the software side with the same level of flexibility in your GNSS receiver, that means you have unlimited capability in your field data collection process, and you can rely on the good high quality position and data that you get. So at the end of it all, all it takes is to turn the button on, press the button, turn the thing on, and it starts working. So I will feel to press this button. And if you have any questions or like any more information, you can go to your local Siler rep, or you can check out some more information on the Trimble website. And with that, Jay, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Dan. Great information there. Looks like some questions have been coming in for both Esri field maps, other related Esri apps. If Jeff or Andy or Joe want to pertain to some of those, and Dan, I did put in the chat the RTX map worldwide because somebody had asked about that.
Sure. Let me get to that spot there.
Hey, Jay, why don't you go ahead and go to the next thing before we get into the Q&A? Okay. So Dan, stop sharing your screen, and Jay, go ahead and put the survey up there too.
Okay, sounds good. Whenever you are ready, Dan, go ahead and stop sharing your screen.
There you go.
Great. Okay, so here's some information on how to contact us if you are within our 8-state territory. Again, we will be sending this recording out, or it'll be on our Siler Solutions YouTube channel.
It's from Trimble Catalyst here, and one question is Catalyst the same as Trimble VRS now? And if not, how are they different? A good answer to that is the Trimble Correction Hub kind of incorporates Trimble VRS now and Trimble RTX correction solutions. So it is a bundle of all that together, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. So Catalyst is a roll up of all of those technologies. And another question, if you're getting the highest accuracy service from Catalyst, does that mean you no longer need to purchase the survey grade GNSS receivers? The answer to that is that the engineering level software from Trimble, something like Trimble Access and whatnot, do not work with Trimble Catalyst. So those systems that require access to robotic total stations or GNSS devices still do not work with Trimble Catalyst. So survey grade GNSS receivers still have their place in the purely engineering focused workflows. And another question, can Catalyst be mounted to an iPad in a case? Absolutely. You can mount it any way that you'd like to. The handle is simply a set of powerful magnets with a metal plate that can be mounted to absolutely anything. So you can put it on the outside of a case, on a device, however you'd like to see that.
Hey, Dan, do you want to take that one about the question about the 10 centimeter level accuracy?
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, so the question is, if we're using the 10 centimeter service, will we see better than 10 centimeters accurate, 10 centimeters routinely, or is it throttled and the best you can get is 10 centimeters? It is not throttled at 10 centimeters, but you may see better, and but it won't be a whole lot better. Let's put it that way. The receiver is designed to provide a position that is just outside of the 10 centimeter RMS value. So you'll see a little bit better than 10 centimeters, but not much better than 10 centimeters routinely.
Allison has the question of, do the on-demands eventually expire?
Yeah, the on-demand hours expire after 12 months. So you have 12 months to use your on-demand hours.
Great question. Dan, do you see any other Catalyst DA2 questions? Joe or Andy?
Nope, I think the rest are done are for the field map side of things.
Jeff, if you saw a few key questions that you wanted to answer out loud here, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Yeah, for sure. I think the one from Daniel I want to take first, and that's he saw orthometric height in the midterm goals for field maps. What we're doing, well, actually, let me answer the second part of that question first. Is in that question is, does field maps currently allow you to get the orthometric height for points in the field? And yes, it does. The Trimble Mobile Manager application can basically feed us the orthometric height directly into field maps, and we'll store that in the Z value of the geometry. So it can do that for you today. But that midterm work for us is kind of independent of any receiver being able to set up a vertical datum transformation, kind of like we do with a horizontal datum transformation today inside of field maps. So that's what that midterm work for us is, plus adding some orthometric properties to the GPS metadata that we have already. That's the other piece of work for us there. So that's that question. Jeffrey asked, can you have a unique value field in field maps that won't allow for duplicate values to be entered? Today, that field type is called a GUID field. So you can add a GUID field to a feature layer, and it will generate a unique identifier inside of the device it's guaranteed to be unique across multiple feature classes as well. And the system will do that for you. You don't have to actually enter in a GUID value. So if you add a GUID field to a feature layer, it can populate for you automatically. That'd be the approach I'd take there, Jeffrey. And then the last one, I think, that's on field maps, I think maybe I'm just reading quickly. It's from Shannon. Shannon asked about essentially nested data capture. And that's not possible today. It's something that we've been looking at for the future. Right now, if you wanted to stream a line feature, you'd have to hit the submit button. You'd have to then capture your point, and then you can modify the line feature, and it will leave you at the last vertex captured, so you can continue. Not a very good workflow for nested capture, but maybe that can work for you in the short term. I don't know if there's anything else there.
I think we're okay on that, on questions coming through. No, I think we're good. Jay, do you have anything else to close out with?
There is one from Gail there. Does we want to have Dan answer that one as far
Yeah,
as
I can take that one. It's a good one. It's about using the proper accessories to make sure that you're getting the most out of Catalyst. For example, if you're using centimeter level positioning technology or the centimeter level subscription, you want to make sure that you're using something like a range pole to mount the DA2 on, as opposed to using something like the backpack. The backpack is not going to enable you to get the receiver directly over the point, and therefore you're not going to be able to use to really reap the benefits of the centimeter level positioning. So make sure that the accessories that you choose, or the method that you take Catalyst with you to the field, matches the subscription level or the desired level of accuracy for your points in the field.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Jay, do you have anything else on our slide?
Looks like we're good to go here. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And Jeff and Dan, we really appreciate you assisting us today, and hope to see you soon at future conference, hopefully Esri UC. And if you guys have any follow-up questions, please get a hold of us at mapsupport@silergeo.com. If you want to put that in the chat real quick, Andy or Joe, it's how to get a hold of us on the tech support team, and we can follow up with you with any questions you have about the webinar or using field maps with the DA2 and Catalyst.
All right.
All right, well, with that, we will end this webinar, and thank you everyone for joining us. And again, thank you to Jeff and Dan. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks for the opportunity, Jay.
You're welcome. All right, have a good day, everyone, and we will close out this webinar.